going to take myself on a bit of forest bathing. That's the plan. Some forest bathing in my local woodland, and we're going to look for some fungus, woodland fungus. You never know what we might find. We'll just look at all the things. Isn't that nice, feeling the sun? Just taking a little moment just to feel that beautiful sun. Just listening to the birds, and I'm aware that there's a river ahead. I can hear the river bubbling away. It's great when you just close your eyes and just listen and feel your other senses kind of come to the fore. Hearing, I think, comes first for me.
Yes.
And then the sense of touch as well. I'm listening to a robin over there and the water and feeling this beautiful sun. How are you today, Keisha? Good morning.
Just woke up, lol.
Just woke up. That.
Need tea.
Well, wonder where that's going.
Siora says, hello beautiful soul.
We're going for more walks, Siwawa.
Venusy says, fab views as always. Andy, how's you today, handsome?
Hiya, wee Nessie. Welcome in. Great to see you guys. Just listen to this water here. I'm about to cross over it. I felt this kind of little bit of like an energy barrier just as I came up here. So I'm just going to stop for a second. Feel it's tangible. A different energy in the space because of the river. The birds we're listening to, we've got robins, a lot of robins here at the moment, giving it chirpy chirpy tweet tweet. Lovely. Flip it over.
Bigfoot Israel Forja says, hello.
Hello, Bigfoot. Welcome back. So we're going to see a lot more of this river, hopefully, as we go up. We're going to have a forest bathing nature experience. There's the signs. To get the info, to find out where we are. Are you ready? Shall we go in? Let's go.
Keisha 1981 says, yes.
A gallus wee moose ta'en a donder in a big scary wood. A fox clocked the moose, and the moose looked good. Hey wee moose, mon o'er and have a wee piece wi' me in my underground gaff. No, it's alright, Foxy Fox, I'm off to have my piece wi' a gruffalo the new. A gruffalo? What's a gruffalo? A gruffalo? Oh, do you know Ken? A gruffalo's got big, spiky teeth and big purple jaggies all over his back.
That was a great story.
And his favourite food is deep fried fox. Deep fried fox, oh, I'm half wee tonto. And off went Foxy into his underground gaff. So, you see the way the trees are all cut at the bottom? You're like, what do you mean cut? Like, there's multiple stems on each of these trees. So this is something called coppicing, and it's a way of managing trees to make them grow multiple stems, so you can then use these stems. So it's like using the way the tree grows kind of against itself, but also kind of for it. It's weird. So multiple stems have to compete against each other for the light, so they grow fast and straight, generally, which is great if you want long, thin timbers for things. So you'll find a lot of woodland, most woodland has been managed in this way. You see the multiple stems there at the bottom there. So if you cut, it doesn't really work with pine trees, but deciduous trees, if you cut them and you cut them at an angle rather than flat. If you cut it flat, then there's a chance that rot will get in and the tree will die. But if you don't, if you cut it with a little angle, the water will run off it, and then the tree will send up new shoots.
Sior says, we have Indian trail trees here, heard of them?
We have Indian trail trees. I haven't heard of Indian trail trees, but I have now. I'm going to look them up later. That is, it's quite interesting sort of human archaeology. A lot of nice spiders on these tall grasses here. There's spiders. Come on, focus. Focus on the spider. Maybe if I put my hand behind it, it'll focus better. Sorry, maybe I should have had a trigger warning. There's quite a lot of spiders here. Just about every bit of grass here has got spiders on. Look at that really nice shadow there on the ground. Casting this cool shadow on the ground. So this is me, I'm slowing down now and just starting to really take in the environment around me. And just going to anything that makes me curious and exploring that. I like the way the light plays off the bottom of the fern here and there. I've got some cashew nuts. I like cashew nuts. You guys like cashew nuts?
Yum. Those are the best nuts.
Yeah. Nom. I've dropped a couple on the ground so I can find my way home. So up to the right here is some plantation woodland. So that's planted conifers. You can see they're planted because they're very even. It looks like about 1.5 meters spacing, possibly 2 meters. It looks a bit smaller than 2. And there's such a different light penetrating the canopy of the conifer. Some ash in here as well, a little few ash in the understory. Just really enjoying the play of the light at the moment on things. This little tree stump here, really liking the way it's being lit up by the sun. Wow, look at that. It's the sun shining through the bark of what looks like an old birch. Isn't that amazing, guys? Yes, beautiful birch. So birch bark is amazing as a firelighter, and as you can see, you can tell why people used to use it to write on as well, make paper out of. Yeah, you can peel this sort of thing, and then that's great to have to forage. This would be good to forage and then make into a fire kit.
Say what says, hi all.
Hi, say what? How are you doing?
Perfect fire starter.
It is, yeah. So yeah, just enjoying the way the light's coming through it there.
Deprogrammer 9 says, birch beer is really good.
This. Look at that. Wood pigeon egg shell. Here I am, I'm in the woods now. I've come off the path and there's so many spiders. I'm like, everywhere I go, think about going, I'm like, I'm just going to walk through another spider web. And you're not going to be happy. Spend all the time making a web and then a big monkey walks through it. So you go, you can see coppice. This is coppice. Multiple stems growing all together. And then the decision is which ones do you keep? And it's interesting that one has maybe been damaged and then it's split again. A lot of little woodlands like this were coppiced so they could make, the local people could make charcoal to fuel their endeavours with.
Why I never walk first on trail.
Oh, because of the spiders. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a bit like that as well. When it comes to ticks, quite happy for people to go ahead.
Keisha 1981 says, ha ha ha.
So I just suddenly saw a little brown meow. Maybe it was a fairy. Where are you, Wren? Surprised it didn't make a noise.
Fairy.
Probably was a fairy. So yeah, this is an ash tree. Ash trees are, so you have to go between these two camera lenses. Ash trees, I've got this lovely black bud on the end. Always. And it kind of looks a bit like a, I think it looks a bit like a sheep's hoof. So yeah, and they have leaflets on there. Each one of these is a leaf. A whole thing. The whole thing is the leaf, one leaf. But then it has these opposite leaflets all the way up it. And then it has a particular leaf scar where it pulls away from the branch. So a lot of young trees like this have got ash dieback at the moment, where they're dying back at the tips. But this one looks okay. It's got something.
Siora says, do you have poison ivy oaks?
No. We don't. Oh look, St John's wort. This is St John's wort. So I'm looking at this leaf right now against the sky. This one isn't perforated. It's just got lots of little veins and stuff, which is actually dead cool. As you can see and possibly kind of sense, the atmosphere here is quite different from the atmosphere of the wood we've just been in, because it's so dense. The air is very still, and I'm looking around on the woodland floor looking for signs of flushes of fungus.
Pretty young forest pulsating hard.
Oh. It's just like a kind of, I wouldn't say a kind of like a bracket fungus, but it's on rotten wood.
Say what says, any bears, wolves, wildcats?
No bears, or wolves. We do have wildcats in Scotland. There's a kind of like white mould on this stump here. It's very, 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 very fine filaments. You see? Interesting thing. Don't know what that is. It's cool. So this time of year in the winter, stick fungi kind of kicks off. Little crust fungi that live on sticks. And, oh boy. Right, sorry spider. It's like, I can see a spider crawling up the branch, giving me a dirty look that I've just annihilated its web. Oh well. All 8 eyes were glaring at me. What have we got here? Another egg. Oh, interesting.
Keisha 1981 says, I once watched a goose wait for the walk sign to walk across an intersection.
That looks a bit like a gull egg. I wonder if that's been brought from somewhere else and feasted on by something. I'm not sure what that is. That's confusing me a little bit. I don't know if this is an owl egg. Does anybody know what owl eggs look like? It kind of reminds me of mice. You sometimes see markings like that on fungus, and it's mice. So maybe the mice have been getting something from the shell. Maybe they've been like benefiting from chewing on it, getting a little bit of calcium or something. There's a few fungus here. This one looks like someone's been here with a knife and taken that one off with a knife. Look at that, absolutely flat. So somebody is collecting. They're quite pretty, whatever they are. Don't know what they are. So this is a russula, this one in here. Russulas get eaten a lot by things. You can see this one's been pretty well munched. There's another russula there coming through the ground. Oh wow, found a flush. So these are sulphur tufts, I'm pretty sure. Look how yellow they are.
Lol.
So it's the right time of year for them.
Deprogrammer 9 says, cool.
Yeah, they are cool. Big time. Come on, focus. Is it focused now? Yeah, it has.
Yeah, I see the yellow.
Oh, these are good. So these are wood sorrel. So wood sorrel is this nice sort of shamrock shape, and if you pick wood sorrel, thank you, wood sorrel, you can chew on wood sorrel.
Edible.
And it tastes like apples. So it's nice. It's the sort of thing you can kind of, if you're a bit thirsty, you can refresh yourself with a bit of that. Gives you a little zip, a little palate cleanser. There's quite a lot of sap coming out of this pine tree here. So pine tree sap is flammable. And when it's dry like this, you can pick it off and then add it to like an incense burner, put a bit of it in with some water, and then light your wee candle underneath it, your wee tea light, and then just, yeah, it'll smell like pine forest in your house. It's nice. This is good. I'm enjoying this. Slowing down a bit. Just looking at
Say
things.
what says, it is extremely hard to wash it out from hands.
Spoken like someone who truly knows. So yeah, more coffees. And it also seems to be quite good for habitat. You know, see how if stuff gets caught in trees, up high in the tree or in certain areas, it can be quite good for habitat for things. So. This is a silver birch. We looked at the birch earlier on and it was brown, so that was young birch or downy birch. It's brown, but silver birch goes white like this. Betula pendula is its Latin name. Often covered in fungus. They have their own little fungal communities. I just spotted a wee thing. What's doing here? What's doing here? It's just like a way down to the water, perhaps. Oh, spiders everywhere. I think it is. These leaves feel very rough. Nice and rough to the touch. Tell me that this is witch elm. Let's see, are these rocks slippery? Hopefully not. So we're going to go across that bridge now. Hooray for good boots. You can see here there's like a little weir here, and the top on this hand side there's a wall that runs down here. So this would be water, to catch water that would feed water to a mill or like a mill wheel or something like that. We call them lades. And I'm liking the reflection in the water down there. It's nice. Just eating some more catching it. I'm spotting fungus up in the tree while I'm putting my head back to eat them. And this has got this little black fungus all along the edge. That's cinder fungus. Cinder fungus is not good. That tree's either dead or will die. Join the reflections. The wall over here looks amazing. I love this sort of thing. Being in the river. We only do this sort of thing at this time of year. Is this going to be slippery? That is the question. Walking along this balance beam.
Ish 1981 says, don't fall.
Let's not make it more risky than it has to be. Looks like the same species along here as it is over there anyway. So let's go over here where there's not a drop. Amazing. Look at these cool plants. Look at this beautiful fern. I love it when ferns are all curling up like that. This moment goes out to Funky Nicky and E-Town Junglists. This is what it must be like in their house. And they, interesting, these have got these kind of lines underneath them. Looks like a nice little pool to have a little dip. If you like to have a little cold water dip. It's nice. I'm just going to take a few deep breaths here. Nice. Still slowing down, still doing my slowing down, still investigating things and just what we call in forest bathing a slow walk. Just been going super slow and just taking in all the things that make our curiosity stimulated. Awesome. Me likey. Happy cat. Thank you so much everybody who's joining me. It's really nice to have you guys coming in and hanging out with me. A heart. Oh yeah, so instantly starting to walk up here. The atmosphere smells and feels different. The warmth, the sunlight, the openness. Just the looking up at the canopy and all around, it's compared with the dark vibe where I was beside the water, and it's getting less noisy as well. As you see underneath here, all the spores. And the air is becoming sweet with the smell of pine. There's pine up here, heating up in the sun. Interesting, it's sort of moist but clammy, that's the way I would describe that. Not slimy, not dry, and it's definitely quite tough. As I play around with it. What colour is its gills? They look quite pale. Anyway, I'll let it continue doing its thing. Nothing yet has made me think, oh, I want to get a picture of that. The sulphur tufts were as close to that, but they were in the dark, so had they been in a little stream of sunlight, I would have been all over it. So yeah, lots of trees have features that take a long time to create. I mean, this feature on this tree, which might be a wee roost for an owl or maybe for some bats, that feature took as long as that tree took to grow And to create that feature, which is basically where a limb has fallen off, and then it's got all that really strong material, this stuff around the outside, this incredibly strong wood. So yeah, some of the features you see in trees and woodlands, they're quite rare in themselves because they take such a long time to actually occur. A wee carpet of something here. Interesting looking things. Nice white gills. As you can see, there's a couple of them. There's one there, there's some over here. Again, nothing that's getting me mega excited yet. What's getting me most excited is just the shadows of things. I love shadows. I like the way the light's playing on things. It's rather gorgeous. Very hard to capture. And kind of point out the subtle things that are making me happy right now. So you see all the shadows on the tree there? It's all just the way the light is just playing in the atmosphere. It's really good. Might be time for me to have a little drink, I think. Get that round. I heard a little was probably a tit of some sort. Sounded like a tit. I haven't heard any gold crests yet. Kind of expecting to hear some of them. Interesting that when you're in the centre of the wood, you don't necessarily hear so many birds because the birds are on the edges of the wood, where all the nuts and things are, and in the sun. Look at this beautiful big leaf. Isn't it cool? It looks like a big hazel leaf. It's dead furry. Big and round. Odd that it's so round. This hazel normally has a bit more of a tip on it like this. Wee snail taking a snooze. Anyway, find a wee spot to put you while I have a little snack. Something to drink. Beautiful bit of standing dead timber there. That whole tree's dead. Standing dead timber is the most important type of dead timber. It holds the most opportunities for other creatures. This has got some fungi on it as well. Some fungi up there. And then there's some further up as well. I noticed up there. See them?
Keisha 1981 says, "That is gorgeous."
You know what? I've just spotted a really nice little sit spot. Let's go and have a sit spot. It's another part of wildlife tracking as well as forest bathing is sit spots. Sitting and just being in nature and observing nature, watching what's happening. It's a big part of wildlife tracking. And then we'll come up into this space here and we'll do an activity called awakening the senses. I could do with a little break for a second. So let's go and sit on this log together and have a sit spot. There's a beautiful light over there, playing on the roots. To the backpack. Listen.
Siora says, happy full moon tonight, I'm going to moon bathe.
Happy full moon tonight. You're going to do moon bathing. Amazing. Are you actually going to go in some water? Are you just going to get naked and run about?
Beautiful sit spot.
It is a good little sit spot. It's nice. Apologies for the noise. It's breaking into my chicken. A couple of days ago, I went to Edinburgh. I went to visit a friend who went fishing. I saw 2 kingfishers while I was doing that. It was really nice. It's always a chance when you sit by a river, you see something like that.
Net and run about, of course. I may soak my feet in my creek.
Nice. Good on you. We should turn the volume up a little bit, so I can hear TTS a bit better. I can see a robin over there. I think it spotted me. I love being in enough of a wild place where you can comfortably get naked without anybody having to worry about somebody spotting you.
I love to watch a kingfisher go up and down river.
Me too. Kingfishers are so nice going up and down the river. It's usually dippers that you see here, which are little brown birds that dip in and out of the surface. They sit on rocks and feed on things like caddisfly larvae and little beetles and worms and things that live in this riverbed. I don't think hadn't really noted that I'd ever heard a dipper call before. I've heard them making their territorial peeps in sort of honks. But yeah, I've listened to one sitting on a rock properly displaying, and it was beautiful. I'm really enjoying looking under the roots here. Where all the light is on that little dangly bit. That's where all of my attention is right now. Just over there. Oh, other way.
Keisha 1981 says, now that's a babbling brook.
We call it a burn here. B-U-R-N, burn. It's just the bare necessities. The simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. You know the bare necessities is Mother Nature's remedies. The simple bare necessities of life. Look at that beautiful rock. Look at the colour of it. Oh, I'm going to fall in the water. No, I'm not, thankfully. Because I'm like balanced here.
Sior says, ants on a log, black ants with celery and peanut butter
Balanced on the rock. Solid as a rock. Boom. Special. Wonder what's making that so red. Whoa. Ooh, ooh. I'm super wobbly right now. You can see me balancing here.
Say what says, black ants have the same exact taste as a sorrel.
It tastes like the soil. Black ants have the same exact taste as sorrel. Ah, right, okay. It tastes like... Oh, I suppose I was going to ask about the acid. With the fancy ants. Just like enjoying the ivy running across this log here. I'm enjoying it all. I can hear the road up there making a big racket. It's an interesting fungus growing on this tree. I consider these types of fungus to be rot. You have that in your house and your floorboards. Your floorboards need replacing. What's that? That's interesting. That jobby on this tree is super interesting. Very, very interesting. And it's reasonably fresh as well. I might have to stick a stick in it and see how fresh it is. Yeah, it is. What has it got in it? Beetle, what's in it? What's in it? What's in it? It's not smelling particularly. Oh yeah, it is. Oh. It's a bit honky. It's not massive, not really, really bad. It does smell a bit. It's not really obvious what it's been eating. Sometimes you can see what it's been eating. Bits of stuff. It just looks like bits of bone. Some kind of tube shaped things. Is it earwigs or something? Bits of... Do you see them all? There's more there on that as well. Mealworm maybe? Mealworm casings. Oh, here's something interesting. This is honey fungus. See this black stuff all the way up here, these like lace-like things. That's the mycelium of honey fungus. Grows underneath the bark of trees. And the honey fungus is edible to a lot of creatures, but it's tree death. It kills the trees. And so if a tree is seen to have honey fungus and it's in a place where the public might be, it'll get chopped down. Exciting. Right, we're going to awaken the senses, aren't we? So let's do that together. Some beautiful, beautiful big trees here. Very nice. I think we'll just do it here. So guys, what I'd like you to do is to just gaze softly at the ground in front of you. I'd like you to turn your attention to your senses. What can you hear? What can you smell? What can you taste? Swallow a few times. What is the flavour that you have in your mouth? Turn your attention to your skin. What do you feel on your skin? Just take a moment to appreciate what's coming to you through your senses in this place. Okay, now I'd like you to turn a quarter circle to the right. And once again, focus on what you can hear and what you can smell. Now take another quarter circle, turn to your right. What does it feel like to be in this direction? What differences are there between this direction and the other direction? What can you hear? What can you smell? And what is the sensation on your skin? And then we take another quarter turn to the right. How does it feel to be in this direction? What do you notice is different or the same as before? What can you smell? What can you hear? How does the ground feel beneath your feet? And just taking the final quarter turn back to the original position. Take a deep breath. Look up into the canopy. And all around. What do you notice about this place and yourself now that you have awakened your senses? So I enjoyed that rather a lot. So I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit here, going up the hill. Walking slowly up hills is even worse than walking up hills. More St John's wort. To the road. Go up to the hotel. It's lovely down there. All the birch leaves, all the little birch leaves everywhere. Very, 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 very pretty. All those little surfaces. Very, very pretty. Indeed. So what we could do with now is a nice big bracket fungus to look at. That would be nice. A big artist bracket or something. That'd be cool. Any bracket fungi anywhere? Want to jump out at me? Make yourself known. Oh, whether to go down or up here. We've got a choice, guys. Which way shall we go? Should we go down? We should go down. It looks wet down here. Squish, squish. Not squishy and squashy. Looks like a beech woodland across the river. There. Some rhododendron here. Interesting down here. A real nice smell of the river. Beautiful beech woodland over there. Nothing much grows under beech woodland, as you can see, which is kind of a bad thing, but also kind of a good thing. Good for the beech. Beech isn't native though to this country, so not so great. Beech are very voluptuous though, lovely looking trees, and they also, like oaks, they suffer from limb drop, so you should be careful about camping under beech trees. Ooh, that was slippery. Through the jungle here. In a jungle, in a jungle, in a jungle. Blackbird. This feels like the secret way. There's a wee wren. Underneath all the bushes here. It's the adventure route by far. Smells so nice. It's making me sweat a little bit, which is good. Get rid of my cold. Interesting, the bank's falling away over there. As I was thinking, it might be somewhere to nest. I saw a bird fly in. It looked like a bird. Probably a wren. It's very tumbly here. There's obviously been a landslip here and all the trees are down here in the river. Oh, it's a robin. That's who I heard saw flying in there. You hear that noise? Beautiful. Beautiful.
Siora says, thank you so much.
Oh, Suala, thank you. loads of beech nuts here. Beech husks, rather. And you can see the beech nut in there as well. I like beech nuts. They're pretty cool things. They're not very big to eat. Actually, I mean, they're edible, but they're not very big. Now, once you've dehusked them and everything, there's very little to them. An old road there. Can you see that?
Roadies are great for erosion.
Through there. Well, the roadies stop the erosion. Is that what you're saying? That's interesting. There's a lot of roadies here. And roadies, we normally get rid of them because they sprawl and they take over. They also harbour fungus that they don't, that can affect other trees. But they don't suffer from it themselves. The fact that they can turn the ground acidic so only they can survive there is also an issue. But yeah, I can see how they would be good for erosion. Look at the size of this sequoia up ahead. It's massive. Woo. Beautiful big trees here. Massive. Would you. So it's Scots pine on the left. A little tuft of branches at the top. And then this big sequoia here on the right. Amazing. Look at the bark here of the sequoia. It's amazing. It's so soft, spongy bark. Great to protect it in a fire. And it's also where a lot of wee birds make nests in sequoias. See if I can spot one. An obvious one. Wee tree creepers and things. This one doesn't really have any obvious ones. It's just got loads of places. Somebody's got played with some bamboo here as well. Have a wee chill out moment in there. Be a nice wee spot for maybe a little group tea ceremony or something like that. So yeah, a nice little spot here with some interesting looking trees. This one looks really prehistoric. The fronds on its branches are really, really interesting. Let's head back to the van now and hopefully round the stream up nicely today with a wee thank you. I suppose I can thank you now very much for being here, for joining me today.
Roadies help with erosion strong root system.
You see, yes, a lot of trees are good. Any trees, roots are good for helping with erosion, really, aren't they? Oh, look at this stump, loads of fungus. Look at it. Look at all that. Pretty. There you go. That's just up your street, right up your street, isn't it, Keisha? Woohoo! Lovely. What a nice flush. Oh man, sweating here. I've got all my waterproofs on because I thought I was going to be lying down and taking photographs like I was in the grassland. Oh, it's time for me to take off a layer. Ashley Mac, how are you doing, sister? Oh, fantastic to see you. If you don't know Ashley Mac, Ashley Mash.
Ashley Mac says, hello.
Hello. Yeah, so we've just been exploring my local forest, or rather woodland. The sound of leaves being kicked is the sound of my childhood. It's great down
All
here.
the crunchy leaves.
It is. Oh, 10%
Keisha
back.
1981 says, hee-haw. Ashley Mac says, wahahaha.
Wahahaha. Do. So yeah, this has been a nice afternoon. Really enjoyed it. There's conkers falling on the ground. Literally just heard a conker falling out of the tree there. So conkers are horse chestnut. Where did you land? I heard it land. I heard it went thump. So horse chestnuts drop these. These are what we call a conker. Inside there's a nut. Horse chestnut trees have got these little brown nuts. And when you open it, as you see.
Keisha 1981 says, awesome.
And when I was a kid, we used to get these nuts. And we used to obviously look for bigger ones than this one. And we would string a string through them. Put a skewer through it, and then tie a lace through it or something, and then we would basically knock them against each other's conker. So conker knocking, and throwing it away, and whoever's conker stayed intact was the winner. See, interesting little fungus there on the grass. Let's just quickly turn that around. This one here. Let's look at this wee little tip on it. It's not what I was hoping it was, a marasmus, but it's not. Marasmus have got
Bigfoot Israel Forja says, no.
Hi Bigfoot, you're back.
Don't touch it. Ashley Mac says, tiny boy.
So yeah, so this is conkers. Oh, right, that one. Wanted to just go. There's a few of them on the ground there actually. Quite a lot of wee conkers kicking about here. Oh, some nice fungus as well. Some more of that fungus growing on there. And there you can see the conkers. Lovely, lovely horse chestnuts. So that's food for squirrels and stuff. Also games for kids. Put them on there. Nice. Right, let's hoof it down the road. Don't touch it. Why not? I'm all about touching mushrooms. I'm not about eating them. Although tasting mushrooms is actually part of the way that you identify mushrooms. You smell them, you pick them, you look at under the gills, you put a bit of gill on, a bit of microscope, just a tiny bit, and then basically look at the spores. What shape are the spores? Are they oval? Are they round? Are they star-shaped? Are they square? Do they have clamp connections?
I found lion's mane here last week. So many mushrooms out right now here.
You found lion's mane. I don't think lion's mane is like native to Scotland, so I don't really get that here. Chicken in the woods is the most sort of voluptuous fungus that I've seen growing. Maybe beefsteak fungus is quite big as well. So actually, You might like to have a little look at the VODs, the recent VODs on the channel, if you want some chill. There's lots of nature walks. I'm just trying to kind of focus on a different thing for a couple of days, while the summer, we've still got a little bit of nice weather and stuff. So we've had looking at an otter, trying to film otters. We've had using a bat detector, lots of flying around with drones. There's a geology walk, and just kind of looking at stones and stuff. Not like really intense geology or anything.
Keisha 1981 says, lol.
And there's some fungus walk as well. Yesterday we were out, and today we've had a little walk. The idea was to look for fungus. But
Ashley Mac says, all the nature walks I should be able to take and stream some too. Will def check the VODs.
yes, that's what it's all about. And, Ashley, we should make a nature team. So yeah, this is the sign to the castle. If you want to look up where we've just been, it's Glen Ap. So we're back, basically. You guys rock. Thank you so much for being part of the stream today. I've really enjoyed myself. Team Nature, yes.